What is going on, guys? L.I. Joe here, still in LA, fresh out of the MK11 reveal, bringing you the breakdown. Now, first thing you have to take into consideration is this beautiful professional setup. I'm not home, obviously. I'm using Miss Habit's equipment. Please do not tell her. She's going to kill me. So keep this on the low, please. But thank you, Miss Habit. All right, so let's get right into this. Here we are. Now, please remember, this is the first ever playable build of MK11, so this is all subject to change. So this is obviously the start of the game, according to the demo. And as you can see, certain things are clearly blacked out, so they didn't want us to see everything, obviously. But you can see the tower is back. See, it's weird. They let us go into the tower just to look, and that's it. One of the first things I did was double check the towers to see if there were any characters that they forgot to take out, but there wasn't. I looked through everything. So good job, NRS, for that. Good job. And obviously you can't get into the rest of them. As you can see, some of the other things we might be able to get into, but nope, nope, nope. So we're going right into it. And here is the character select screen. Look at how pretty. Bunch of empty boxes too. Yes, yes. All right, so first let's touch on the variation system. It is back from MKX. Same kind of thing. You know, you can pick the same character, but essentially 3 different ways to play the character, which I always thought was kind of cool. So glad to see it returning. The new thing to this is the outfits. As you can see, each variation is changing the outfit of the character. Sub-Zero nice and blue. Baraka got his shirt off, got some cuts on him. Pretty cool. I'm a fan. And all this is going to be customizable, which we will get to later in the video as well. Also, there are empty slots on the bottom. If you look at Baraka right now, the bottom, you'll see there are empty spots for other variations. This is going to be to customize your variation, apparently, I believe so. So that is pretty cool. Not sure that's going to be allowed in competitive play. I don't know if that's the best idea, but we'll see what happens. This is actually super cool tidbit. As you can see, the 2 characters are fighting a little silhouette back there. So sick, so sick. I was hoping that maybe the variation would change too, but that's asking for a lot. I know, I'm sorry. That's asking for a lot. All right, so let's get fresh into this match.
I'll pick your bones clean.
Savagery is no match for skill.
The savage eat the skilled.
The savage eat the skill. Whoa, the man's popping off. All right, first thing is first. Let's go over the movement. As you can see, Sub-Zero doing some backdashing and forward dashing. First thing you might think is, hey, this looks a little bit slower than MKX. You would be correct. This game does feel a little bit slower than MKX, which I think is a good thing, actually. It makes the movement a little bit more methodical. You can't just sort of run in there and start going crazy. Got to be patient, have to play the game a little bit of a different way. You see a little bit of dash blocking from MK9, kind of, sort of. Maybe not exact, but slightly. Also, the regular basic forward walk is pretty good, as you'll see in 1 second. Looks like it travels pretty far just for holding forward. Now, where is the short hop? Let's see. I think I do it very, very shortly. Short hop is up. There it goes. There it goes. So this is kind of sort of like a KOF short hop. Unfortunately, you cannot go forward. You can only neutral jump short hop. It does go over lows, and it doesn't seem to give you any follow-up. The character just kind of slides back and gets knocked down. This is kind of cool, though. It creates another layer of offense, which I'm all for. So might be able to be used in certain ways. You'll be able to read somebody's low, get the knockdown. You know, it becomes your turn. Pretty cool. I'm down with it. I'm a fan of this. And now the next thing I want to go over is the meter. As you can see, there is extra meter down there. We have a defensive meter and an offensive meter. So the defensive meter, the shield, is used for all the stuff in the stage, all the stage interactables, be it for damage or for evasion, just like MKX. Here's a damage one. Bingo, there it is. And again, this also works to evade things like jumping out of the corner or using things to move around, more mobility. That is also used with the shield or the defensive meter. Now, the sword meter is for your amplify moves, which is just like your EX moves from previous Mortal Kombat. But the difference in this game is that every amplified move has a new way to trigger it. So normally it was just one universal way to make the move EX. Now every move has a particular way to get the amplified version. Might be a lot to learn, especially if you're going to use different characters. We'll see what happens in the long run, but a little weird. Now the odd thing about the meter is that it seems to come back automatically. I didn't really notice if doing moves made it come back quicker, or taking damage made it come back quicker, or damaging the opponent made it come back at any different speed. I didn't really notice it. It just seems to come back. Now, that's a little odd because it does create this weird kind of sort of seesaw game between the characters. So I can just kind of sort of run and be on the defense for a little bit and wait for my meter to get back. And then I can press with the offense and trying to get in there doing EX moves or constantly be plus, you know, well, it would be only 2 times because you have 2 offensive bars, but it just seems a little odd to have it gradually come back. I'm not sure if that's how this is going to stay. Again, please remember, this is the first ever build we're playing, so things are definitely subject to change. So now, after we get out of the movements, the next thing we're going to see is the flawless block. I almost said perfect block. Of course it's flawless, duh. It's the flawless block. Flawless block is when you press the block button at the moment of impact. This works for projectiles and regular normals as well. As you can see, if you pay attention, you do not have any chip damage when you flawless block. So there is no chip damage. It also lets you do 2 different follow-ups. It's either, I think it's up 2 or up 3, which is either up triangle or up X. Now what they do is they do 2 different things. One seems to just give you advantage and keep your opponent standing, and it's your turn. The other one seems to knock them back in a way. So now the last mechanic I want to touch over is this new counter hit state. It seems certain moves being hit at a counter hit or being done a certain amount of times are adding extra properties to the move. For instance, if you did Sub-Zero slide 3 times in a match, the last time you did it as a meter burn, it would give you another animation like the X-Ray. If you do an uppercut, and again, a counter on uppercut, it's creating a longer animation and a bigger float so you can follow up after the counter hit uppercut. But it's very odd. It only seems to happen once a game. As you can see on the screen, the animation never came back again. We actually did try between rounds too. This is kind of reminiscent to the Soul Calibur, the recent Soul Calibur. I believe it was called Lethal Hits, where you'd hit the opponent in a certain way or behind the back or something, and it would create another extension for a combo, things that you couldn't do normally without getting that particular hit. All right, so we're going to end this video with the customization options for Baraka. You'll be able to see some of the ways you can dress him up. Now, the only thing about this mode is that it does change the attributes of the character's moves and things like that, which is obviously not very fair for competitive play. So it'll probably be banned in that aspect. I hope there's a way to actually maybe turn that off, but still have the characters look different, because some of them look pretty sick. It has the same feel as Injustice, not sure if you guys recall, but it's essentially the same thing. You unlock different parts of gear, dress the character up how you like them, bring them online, wax fools out, same kind of deal. You guys know what's up. But some of the options are pretty damn cool. Like, look at that. Look at that. I would definitely, oh, those, I like those. No, not those, the other ones. The other ones. But I would definitely want to go online and represent my character the way I want him to look. But again, it is obviously not fair. If I unlock this and you don't have it, that means I have more defense or however it's going to be. So again, competitive play, not very fair. But for some casual play and some online play, could be pretty cool. Again, it would be really sick if we can turn the attribute part off and just have the look for tournament play. That would be sick. So thoughts and opinions thus far. I feel like it's definitely headed in the right direction. I do like the slower, methodical movement that's going on, or at least that I could see now. Who knows how it's going to turn up when the game develops. But from now, it does feel a little bit slower, especially compared to X. You know, there's no more run button, you know, so you can't just run in there and be in someone's face and EX move and stay in someone's face and EX move and stay in someone's face. So it's kind of cool to see it revert back to this slower style gameplay. But, you know, just going to have to wait and see. The one thing that does bother me is the natural meter gain. Now, I do hope it was like that just because we were playing a demo build and the final game it's not, but we will see. I just think having the meter naturally come back is a dangerous thing. It kind of creates a little bit of a seesaw battle where if I need meter, I can sort of hang out till I get it and then create the offense, or my opponent can do the same thing. Meter should be granted to you for doing something. You should have to either doing a special move or attacking to get offensive meter, and maybe while you're blocking or doing defensive stuff, you get the defensive meter. Just naturally getting back, I'm just really, really not a fan of that. And again, I do hope it's changed in the final build, but I guess we'll see about that also. I want to give one huge shout out to WB and NRS for putting that event together. It was such a cool event. There were tons of people there. There were a bunch of stations to play at. There was food. There were things to buy. There were celebrities, the developers, pro players. It was just really, really cool. I had a great time, and one love to them for not letting any of that stuff leak. That is amazing, especially nowadays. Not many game companies can do that. So again, great job to them for keeping that under wraps and putting together an amazing event. I was honored to be there, and I cannot wait to finally get my hands on this game and hopefully create some more content for you guys and maybe even join a tournament or two. We will see. But guys, that is it for me. Thank you very much for the support. I will catch you guys soon. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow, tag, all that, whatever stuff you got to do. But I really have to go because if Miss Habit sees me here, I'm dead. I gotta go.